Hello, Holden.
What's up, dude?
Dude, it's another day, living the dream, taking it 1 minute at a time, 1 second at a time, one play at a time. Woo!
Gotta be a little quiet in the office. Gotta be a little quiet.
Yeah, I do.
You still got people over in your office right now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The night anchor hangs out for a little bit after, but it's cool. It's fine. I got stuff working, so it's all good, baby. How's your weekend, oldie?
Hey, man, weekend was pretty good. Went to a concert out in Charlotte, and
Mean
had
City.
a stress-free football Sunday. Just got to watch a lot of football,
Love to hear
without
that.
having to freak out about my own team. You had a wonderful game, I must say.
Dude, that game was nuts.
That game was awesome. Like it just had I will say one thing that did kind of trip me out.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm kind of jumping it straight into football.
Dude,
but
do it. Jump.
Just Patrick Mahomes being able to get a field goal with 12 seconds left
Shut
was
up.
kind of nuts. I mean, I know they still lost the game, but it blows my mind. It blows my mind that
All right, first off,
that
he
guy
didn't
is able
get
to
the
score.
field goal. He didn't get the field goal. Harrison Butker got
Well,
the
no.
field goal. Okay.
It's that team though, dude. And dude, like a 62-yarder, which by the way, little peeved right now, just to be honest, because
Lose your fantasy
I'm
game
on a
because of that?
5-game losing streak. And I thought
yes.
in most leagues, a 60-yarder is a touchdown. Like it shouldn't be 50 yards and above is just 5 points. It 3 for a 30-yarder, 4 for a 40-yarder, 5 for a 50-yarder, and then 6 for a 60-yarder. But on our app, it only says and I lost by a point. So I'm like, we need to change that, Sean.
Damn, we're gonna have to talk to the league about this one. We're gonna have to talk. I mean,
Dude, a 60-yarder should be worth 6 points. I'm sorry, it should. If you have a kicker that can make a 60-yarder, that should be worth 6 points. Why is it worth 5 points? How come it goes 3, 4, 5? It should go to 6. Justin Tucker might hit 7 one day. We'll see.
I don't know anymore, man. He's getting kind of old. I think he's at his max. I mean, he's still a beast.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, no, 66 was probably – I mean, I think that record's going to hold up for a while unless you get the wind and you're in Mile High and things are just – you just hit the right ball right off the tip of that toe, you might get it. But anyways, side note, I'm a little peeved about that because, I've just made a bunch of trades and everything.
First time I'm hearing about it.
You just posted it. You just posted. Well, I mean, I'm at this point. I'm just trying not to get last. I'm just trying not to get last place at this point. I traded away my best player, trying to just gain some depth. I'm depleted. Everybody's out. It's rough, man.
Dude, tell me more about your fantasy football team.
It's been a rough year in fantasy, okay, and I just don't want last place, and I'm fighting to maybe to snag a 60. I mean, it's still pretty tight. I mean, there's a lot of 2 and 4s out there and some 3 and 3s. So I mean, it's not to say that this can't be turned around, but it's tough, man. 5-game losing streak is rough.
No, that is. I mean, I'm sitting at 2 and 4. Lost a tough one last week. Just can't get my running back situation figured out at all. J.K. Dobbins has been screwing me over pretty bad. I really just need like minimal production from him, and I get wins. But that's too much to ask for, apparently. So, but yeah, did anything stick out to you football-wise from the weekend? Got some scores up.
The Falcons was kind of crazy.
That was a crazy
the 49ers.
one. Yeah, right.
Like,
Vintage Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, this team's like
he was back at Oregon.
Oddly looking kind of like okay. Mm-hmm. Like it's like basically it's like they're gonna give you a game. Mm-hmm. Pretty much, right? It's like they might not win a lot more, but they're still going to be competitive, and that's going to be tough for some games, and they'll sneak a couple.
Yeah.
Your game was obviously a big one. I think that was just a big deal. I mean, the Bills getting that one, I think Josh really just floating that one. He has so much trust in his receivers. I mean, it had like a shoot. Yeah. I mean, it had a Super Bowl AFC Championship type feel to the game,
Mhm.
which we had talked about last week going into it. Like, hey, this could be for home field.
Yeah.
And it's funny how like every player after the game was like, we'll see you, like we'll see you later, like we'll see you again. And it's just like, yeah, you probably will see those two teams again match up. So
I mean, probably at the same time, part of me also still kind of holds out. I don't want to say holds out some hope, like because I know we can beat the Chiefs. I know they're beatable. Part of me is like, how funny would it be if they didn't make it that far? But nothing's guaranteed. I mean, any given
true.
Sunday, I mean, God willing, the Bills are in that game. We're hosting it in Buffalo. And like even Dawson Knox joked, he was like, "We'll see you in the frozen tundra."
yeah, exactly. So
no, that was hype. That stuck out to me. Obviously, I mean, it was huge. I mean, honestly, I think we should have won the game by more. I think there were a few errors on our part that we should have won by more. But I think like the difference in the day was defense. Our defense is better. Like Travis Kelce's always annoying every time. I think he's a guy that we as a team are just like, you know what, you can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him, and we contained him, and that's all we can ask for. And at the end of the day, Von Miller, that big free agent signing, was a difference maker, rushing that pass for Pat Mahomes to throw that second pick. That's enough I got to say about that. We're going to be quick on this recap. Just a few things that stuck out to me. The Giants and the Jets only have lost or are good. Are they good? Like the Giants only lost one game. Jets have only lost two. Beat the Packers in Lambeau. That's tough. Yeah.
but see, this is another one of
The
those situations
Steelers
where
bouncing
like
back against the Bucks. I like that. I liked to see that. That was a good team win for them.
that was kind of a crazy win. I did not have that. It helped your
rough day
it
for our
helped
records.
your it was pretty 50-50. I feel like for the most part, it was. I mean, I feel like I bet against all my NFC East teams, and of course the NFC East teams, like, well, aside from the Eagles game, but like every time I bet against these NFC East teams, like they find ways to win. So it's just annoying at this point. But I'm gonna keep doing it because this is partially biased, and that's what we do. And I still can't believe that the Ravens were in control of that. They were up. They had the. I mean, again, it was one of those losses that they had where they gave up the lead with like less than 2 minutes to go. And I'm like, you guys are in so much control. Like, what are y'all doing?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, obviously, it's just more so I'm just pissed off at the Giants continuing to find ways to win because at this point, like I'm holding out hope for wild card, and we need some of these NFC East teams start losing. Like we need some losses for them. So
not to look too into the future, but you're like, okay, like Brian Dable has no commitment to Daniel Jones. Like it's like, oh, they have a new GM too who may know what they're doing. And it's like, dang, they've already pretty much repeated their win total from last year. It makes you wonder, is there, a future on the horizon for that team in the Meadowlands? But we'll see. Also, the Seahawks are just blowing out everyone's expectations, and the Broncos are still cheeks, absolute, but they stink. I hate them.
Yeah,
I hate Russell Wilson.
I don't understand. I don't get it, man. Like it still geeks me out, like how he looked so sharp in the first half, really, and then like
Best football he's played all year
after that. And it's like what's I don't get it. I don't understand. And then Melvin Gordon's all pissed off, and then
I mean he should
like. Jerry Judy's getting ticked on the sidelines, and that happened the week before, right? Where KJ was doing the same thing, smashing his helmet down and all this stuff. And it's like, there's going to be a lot of tension in this locker room as time continues to go on. If they're not getting wins, I mean, if they keep losing, like they're going to be pissed. The whole squad's going to get pissed off. And you just invested 7 years into this quarterback, so you're stuck with him, man. You're stuck with him.
Yeah, you're stuck with that. You got to find a way to make it work, and it's just like. I don't know. I think the problem is Russ. I think like the rumors that are swirling around, like media and otherwise, is that he's not a good team guy. It's just like he's separated from the team. It's almost like he showers separately from the team. You know what I mean? And like you can be that guy and you can not be a locker room guy, quote unquote, if you're winning. But if you're not winning, then it's like, okay, all this stuff that's annoying and that makes you like seem like you're better than everyone, it causes division. So I don't know. That's really dumb. But anyway, enough about last week. Let's get into this week. It's week 7, Holden. Gosh, this season is flying by. Fall is in the air. I'm wearing a sweater. Like it's cold up here in DC. Swamp's about to freeze
flannel
over.
Season, baby.
I know.
Flannel and hoodie season.
Here at work,
I got
we got
jeans
flannel
on right
Fridays. Flannel Fridays. Wearing jeans, dude. You never wear pants. That's gross. Take those off.
I know. It's weird. I am going to take them off right when I get home. I don't like it.
Oh, that's right. Well, you have to wear pants for work anyway. I forgot about that. All right,
Yeah,
let's get
true.
into it. Let's start it off. We're bouncing back after a tough week last week. I'm still going to take the lead. I'm confident. There's a lot of games I love for bets, by the way. Saints Cards, that's the Thursday night game. Another barn burner on Prime. I'm going to take the Saints. This Cardinals team stinks. They can't find a way to win a game. I'm taking the Cardinals. The Saints. But
that's wild.
Saints have better defense, better run game. Andy Dalton's good.
Marshawn Lattimore is not playing. Andy Dalton is not trending to play. Michael Thomas is out.
I didn't see him on the injury report.
I think he's on a short week, I think he's trending to not play. And let's not forget, DeAndre Hopkins is coming back. That is a weapon that has not been utilized yet. And you say
that hasn't played.
I mean, I know it doesn't matter, dude. It's DeAndre Hopkins. To me, honestly, like 3 or 4 years ago, and I still think still has the best hands, some of the best hands, arguably, in the game.
Oh no, for sure.
Him coming back, Kyler Murray seems to be running more and being a little bit more elusive. I know that they're not putting points on the board, but who's going to cover DeAndre Hopkins? I just don't. I don't know who, and I think both of these teams are kind of
Marquise Brown. With the absence of Hollywood Brown, all the attention is going to be on Hopkins. There's no one to draw attention.
Dude, what are you talking about? They just traded for Robbie Anderson, bro.
Oh, dude, that's a huge. I can't believe that, dude. The best take I saw about that, like kind of switching it to Carolina, is that this doesn't prove that Baker Mayfield's a bad quarterback. That this situation in Carolina was bad before he even got there. Like,
it's true.
I love that, actually. I love that take. Shout out Marty Mush.
It's true. Like, that whole situation, I think, was just tough in general. So
yeah, but Robbie Anderson is still good for something. But
give me the Cards in this one, man. I like the Cardinals to find a way.
It's not even like they play good at home, though, too. It's like this Cardinals team, I think them and Denver have to be the biggest disappointments, and maybe the Raiders to an extent. Like, those three have to be the biggest disappointments so far out of this NFL season, I think.
Well, it's very weird for the Cardinals because typically, if you go back to when Cliff Kingsbury got there, typically they start off pretty hot. I mean, was it just last year they were 8-0? They were like the top team in the league. It's like in the year before that they were like 6-2 or 6-1 or something. Yeah. Like they typically start off pretty hot.
Yeah.
So then they kind of fade off. So I mean, could it be a reverse effect this year? Could they start off a little shaky, sloppy? Say, hey, we know we're better than this. Let's flip a gear. Let's stack some wins in a very winnable NFC West still.
More winnable than we thought.
Very much. So. And everybody's tight right now. So, I mean, what are they, 2-4? And the leader in that division is 3-3. So, I think 49ers and Rams are tied right now. So, they need this one. And it's backs against the wall for them. So, I'm going to go with them.
I mean, using your own logic against you, though, I mean, you could say the same thing for the Saints. I mean, the Bucs look beatable. Carolina stinks. I can't even remember who else is in the NFC South. Atlanta's not that good. Like, they need this game, too. Like, so I'm going Saints, baby.
All right.
Better coaching.
All right. I like it.
All right. Here we go. Moving it on to a much better game. AFC North divisional battle. Browns, Ravens. Holden, start us off. Who's winning this football game?
Ravens, dude. And if they don't freaking get some dubs here, I'm going to be pissed off. I think the Ravens are going to find a way to get this one. And I think that this Ravens team is better than their record shows. I know they're 3-3, but I just don't think they're a 3-3 team. I think they're better. And like, it
has to be one of the worst, best John Harbaugh teams. Like, I agree with you. This team is better than their record shows. And like, it's like really weird because like they've had some not so great Ravens teams, and this is definitely not one of them. This is a good team, but just can't stay healthy. Before I make my pick here, did you see that they signed Deshaun Jackson? I was just thinking about him the other week too.
I did see that, and I know we're going to see a couple deep balls to Deshaun.
You think so?
The gate. Like, deep it's going to happen. They're going to do it. I mean, it's all he's brought in for is like a home run, heavy hitter, and I can't wait.
Last team he played for, wasn't it the Rams last year? And then
funny story too. I mean, obviously, I hated him
for a long time. Then you loved him.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. When he when he was here in Washington, I mean, obviously hated him in Philly, but when he was here in Washington, like he was one of those just exciting players that like made you. It was the 75-yard.
75-yard bomb straight from RG3, Kirk Cousins, the best Washington quarterbacks of all time, really. I mean, that and probably Alex Smith. He was really, really good. Really, really good for y'all. But yeah, I don't know who else D-Jax played for last year because I think he got traded or cut by the Rams because he didn't like his usage. And I could not remember.
Are we having technical difficulties?
On your end, not on me. I can see me. For a while, you disappeared. And now...
Right. Well, I don't know why. Like, I don't know why this spot happened to be... I guess I'm back. I don't know what the freak happened. I mean, like... It's like I'm in nowhere where it seems like there would be weird Wi-Fi or anything, or weird like cellular data or anything.
You're good.
I got 4 bars.
Just pick it up. Pick it up.
All right. Anyways, I like Deshaun Jackson. I like the Ravens. I think they find a way to get this done.
C-Jack's a future Hall of Famer? I don't think so. No rings. I don't know if he ever led in receiving. I think Holden's frozen again. That's a bummer. Holden's frozen. I'm just going to make my pick, and then we'll just go on to the next game, maybe. I got the Ravens here. I think they bounce back. I think they have a tough loss. I don't think this Browns team is that good. They run the ball well, but I think the Ravens at home is a tough team to beat. So I'm going to trust John Harbaugh and Lamar Jackson to get her done. And I think I actually bet that game. I'm not sure. I got to take a look at my bets for this weekend. There are a lot. Moving on to another divisional matchup. This one should be a rout. Bucks, Panthers. Last I checked, I think the Bucks are favored by 10. That would be back-to-back double-digit spreads for the Carolina Panthers. Part of me wants to say there's a chance that Panthers could win somehow, but that's just not true. It's got to be the Buccaneers, right? Oh no, it's happened again. Well, I'm just gonna keep going. Holden will catch up maybe. Yep, so I'm on the Bucks because even though last week they did not do really well, there's trouble in paradise on multiple fronts with Tom Brady. Can't get it together. That team isn't healthy, but he wish he retired or switched to another team. But he actually did try that with Miami, and that was the whole reason that they lost picks. Holden has completely dropped now. I'm not sure what to do here. I'm going to keep talking and try to send him. Oh, no, now he's back. Is he back? Is he back? 1, 2, 3, check 2, 3. Shaking his head. He's really sad and he's mad. Hey, baby, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I don't know. I need to get out. I'm stuck at this freaking red light, and I need to get out of this exact spot right here because something's going on, and it's fishy, and I don't like it, and I'm almost home, so I need to just get the freak home. I need to just go. Come on, let's freaking go.
Tell me about the Bucks Panthers.
Yeah, but this should be a rout, but at the same time, like with the NFL, I feel like in general has been so weird this year. Just especially in general with like me. Last week was very weird.
So weird.
I don't know if I think the Bucs just been playing so poor. They got to snap out of it at a certain point, and I probably say that a lot about teams that I feel like should be better. But I'm like, when do you snap out? Like, this is an opportunity against a pretty bad Panthers team to snap out of it. I'm taking the Panthers. I'm taking the Bucs. Watch this weird week where like it's just a lot closer than I think. I mean, 10 is a big spread in the NFL in general, but like watch them find a way to like cover this they could cover this. But, like watch them find a way to like win this game and really shake some things up in the NFC.
Yeah, no, because 10 is a huge number, and that's something that like I've realized, and I've definitely evolved in like my brain, or at least like my my thought process on gambling. It's like that's a big number. These are all professionals. These are all people who are the best at their school, the best at their position. There's a reason they're in this league. It's not like when Alabama plays like I don't know Vanderbilt or something like that. It's not to that level. Like, and especially because this Bucks team is not good. This is not the team from a year ago. It's not even the team from 2 years ago. Like, so I'm with you. We're in a lot of agreement this week, it seems, because I am on the Bucks as well. Moving it on here to potential upset game here. Falcons, Bengals. Bengals at home. I think the Bengals pulled out a tight one against the Saints last week, but Falcons trending up. Kyle Pitts finally got in the end zone. That being said, I'm going Bengals. Even though I have to start Marcus Mariota this week because Josh Allen is on a bye, and that was the best quarterback available.
I saw you pick him up. I started chuckling. I was just like, yeah. I said, I mean, when you got half of your team is Bills players, you got to find a way to. The bye week is going to be a rough week. You almost kind of like sacrifice a loss on this bye week because literally Sean picked like Josh Allen overall, like first round. Then he goes
quarterback
like
in the league.
Yeah, goes. You know, he's the number one fantasy player in the league. I mean, it was. It's not like it was a bad. But then you go like Gabe Davis, Dawson Knox,
Tyler Bass, Isaiah McKenzie, Devin Singletary.
Yeah, like pretty much at all the Bills team. This I think I want this Falcons team to kind of start sucking because like they're kind of scaring me right now.
What, to compete for a wild card?
Well,
or just because they're on your schedule.
They're on our schedule, and you just brought up a good point. They are they're competing for a wild card right now. Like they're that 3-3 team. That 3-3 team. I want all those 3-3 teams to start losing because if we can find a way to sneak one this week, we'll be right back in the thick of that wild card race. And like that's what I live for, baby. Like,
if you say so,
that's what I live for.
I know you do.
Dude,
a quick fantasy stat for you. Apparently, fantasy scores across every single league in PPR standard, but like all the big ones, whatever, down 20% from last year. People just aren't scoring as much as last year. Fantasy scores.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, I'm definitely not freaking scoring. I can tell you that. My team's putting up like 90 every week. It's ridiculous, dude.
Well, that's what I was telling myself.
Ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. You got to make another trade. You have to give me your best running back.
I'm honestly like that's the most fun I've had all season is just like trading and trying to like shake the league up a little bit. Like I'm just like, well,
keep them guessing.
I might as well. Like let's just throw some trades out there and see.
I
mean, like I didn't want to get rid of JJ, but like he can put up 30, 40 a game. I got depth and I got a running back out of it that could help me kind of get over this hump, and maybe I can start stringing a couple together and sneak myself a card spot.
I mean, I'm just hoping that I don't finish last, and I know that is a very low bar, but it's because I accidentally tacoed the first week. Shout out J.K. Dobbins. I hate your guts. That's really mean.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I don't want to finish last either. We're talking the same lingo here, dude. I don't want to finish last either.
Because since I'm the commissioner, if I finish last, I think I'm going to have to do the taco challenge or whatever it is. I'm going to have to do a blazing wing challenge. I don't want to do that. I just don't.
Dude, they're not even that bad, but you should totally do it.
No, they are bad. I've done it before. I don't like it. I'm not going to do that. I'm just not going to do that. Anyway, we've talked about this too much. All right, moving on to a much better game. Oh, wow. Look at you in your custom Tucheroni gear that you just pulled out of your mailbox.
I don't even know what that is. That's kind of cool.
No, you know exactly what it is. All right. Lions, Cowboys in Dallas. Cowboys off a tough loss to the Super Bowl favorite Eagles, or best team in the league Eagles, or best record at least. Do you know about any of the injuries for the Lions by chance?
I am aware because I just traded for DeAndre. I just traded for DeAndre Swift. I just picked up.
Oh, you did.
Jared Goff. I do. I was actually going to target him. I did. I thought so too. I like this Lions team. I really do, even though the record's not very good.
Mm-hmm.
But they're all trending. Well, he's trending to play. St. Brown not 100% on. Hawkinson should be all right.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna smack this Dallas Cowboys team. You know they are, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if any team is due for a win, it's this Lions team, right? It has to be.
Dude, I mean, it does have to be, but it's just like they need to start winning or they're going to fire their head coach. I'm sorry, they're not giving him two seasons with a losing record. Like, they need to at least go 500. Like, there's just no way. Chickens out the coop.
Yeah. No, I think all these guys are trending to play. I'm really hoping DeAndre Swift I think he's questionable right now in the injury report, but I really hope he plays because, number one, I need him to for fantasy, but number two, they need him. They need that spark. They need an elusive back. Not to say that
– well, they're a run-first team, I feel like.
They are. And not to say that Jamal Williams is bad, but he doesn't have the same breakaway speed. He doesn't have the same just shiftiness and elusiveness as DeAndre
No, he's just
Swift
not
does,
as good as a back. I mean, he's obviously a professional back, but he's not like a game changer, top 10 dude when he's healthy. Like, so he's just not. Do we see Dak Prescott come back?
I think so. I think we do see Dak Prescott come back.
Oh,
yeah,
dude, I actually kind of low-key want to fade that then. I do not trust Dak Prescott at all.
I don't either. I don't trust any Dallas Cowboys quarterback because, like, why would you? They're just not good.
Dude, they're really not. Not even Troy Aikman wasn't even that good. I know he's a Hall of Famer, but he was not even that good.
Yeah, they're just not good. So yeah, give me the Lions all day in that. No hesitation. Easy dub for the Lions. Easy.
Dude, I want the Lions, but I can't take the Lions. I just can't do it. I think it's Dallas. I think Dallas at home. I think their defense is too good. I think this Detroit team is still trying to figure out their identity, who they are, and how to win the game. I think they don't know how to win a game. I mean, I will not be surprised if they win. My heart is telling me that they should win, but my wallet is saying Big D in Dallas bouncing back.
Okay.
All right. So this one is definitely a much better game than if these two teams had played last year. The New York Football Giants going all the way to Duval County in Jacksonville, Florida. Probably wants to pick the Jags. This Giants team is beatable, but this Giants team is on a roll. So I'm gonna pick the Giants, dude. I'm taking back-to-back NFC East rivals of Washington, unintentionally.
Yeah, well, you know who I'm taking. We're taking the freaking Jags here because the Jags are in desperate need. I do like this Jags team.
They're fun to root for.
They're young.
Yeah,
I like their coach.
They're kind of a lot like Detroit in a way. They're the Detroit of the South.
Yeah, I like that. Kind of like young cores, new coaches that you can't hate.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, definitely taking. I feel like the Giants. I mean, granted, they're winning games, so good for them, and like hats off. But it's been so it's been so close, and it just hasn't I haven't been blown away. Like, oh my god, look at what this Giants team is doing. It's just people are saying, is this the worst 5-1 team in NFL history? Probably. I can't think of a team that's when you look at a team that's 5-1, you're like, damn, this team is. I mean, even I hate saying it, but the Eagles, yes, the Eagles are freaking good. They look good. The Bills, yes, they're freaking good. They're just good teams, and you can look at them and see it. It's an eye test thing, and you just know this Giants team. And maybe I'm just naive, and maybe I'm just too big of a fan. I'm looking forward to playing them 2 times in 3 weeks at the end of this year because I personally think that's 2 opportunities to get dubs. I really feel that way.
I mean, that's what you need to. I mean, at this point, it is just coming down to those games. I mean, it always comes down to those games, but this time especially, I don't know. I think my thing, and something I saw crazy, I mean, just completely jumping teams, what we're talking about, teams with easy records. Apparently, the Eagles have, the easiest record left in the NFL. And that is just insane. And I hate that because there's a chance to go 17-0, and, that could be the worst undefeated team in history. And it's just so weird how it comes down. Dude, I freaking hope not, dude. I was hoping
they're not, dude. I'd put money on it right now, dude. It's too hard to go 18. It's too hard to go winless, and it's too hard to go undefeated in this league now. I feel like it's just whether it be injuries that stack up or whether it be just somebody coming out on a bad day. It's your Sunday just got screwed. It's it's too hard. It just is.
I mean, I want to say that, but it's not impossible. So we'll just wait around and see.
It's not. But it's going to be a long time, and if it happens, I mean, I just don't see it.
I really hope not. If not, our friend Joel will be ecstatic. But moving it on to your game of the week, which I actually think you have a shot to win. Not to gas you up, but Packers.
Gas me up, baby.
Traveling all the way to Washington. It sucks that Carson Wentz is out, but at the same time, Taylor Heinicke does have that spark to him. he may be what y'all need to win. Like he does have that dog in him. He is more mobile, not as good an arm, but and like I think he's beaten the Packers before, or he's given them a run for their money. But that was in Lambeau. That was last year too.
I'm
So
gassed. You gassed me up, bro. I'm fired up.
I think
Let
y'all
me tell
can
you
win this
something.
game. This Packers team stinks, or they're just not good.
Let me tell you something.
Tell
I
me something.
didn't. I picked the Packers last week because I didn't want to play them off a loss. I didn't pick them because I thought they were the best. I mean, granted, this Jets team is playing really well right now, and we'll get to them in a little bit.
Yeah.
But this Packers team is not playing well. Not to say we are either. I'm not trying to everyone listening is probably like, well, y'all suck too. I get it.
I mean,
But,
y'all
like,
had a
when you
team
look
win
at-
though.
It was a team win. It was like from all three phases of football. You're talking special teams, defense bailed you out. You did enough on offense. Which, by the way, last week I hit a crazy two-legger. Brian Robinson anytime touchdown and
Oh.
Washington money line. Oh my gosh!
Well,
dude,
thanks for sharing it with us.
Hey, it was some of my bets. I had Brian Robinson anytime touchdown, and I had
Did
Washington
you?
money line. Yeah, I did.
Shoot. I had
Yeah,
Washington
but
money
I
line
put
too,
it.
though. I did jump on that, which I was grateful for.
I put it in a two-legger, and it came through for me on like the last play. But I just feel like, and I do really think Carson obviously is the better talent, and I'll say this, but I also think that Heinicke, as long as we're not trying these crazy, home run balls, 50-50 balls,
Yeah.
get the ball in your playmakers' hands. Jahan Dotson should be back.
Yep.
You're getting a healthy Curtis Samuel. You already know what he did with Terry McLaurin last year, playing 15 games. Logan Thomas should be back this week.
Well,
The line's disheveled, but we have mobility that we don't have with Carson, where they're going to have to watch him and his ability to run the ball. And with a healthy Brian Robinson, I think they're going to run the football and grind this team out and wear them out. And then he's going to have the ability to run around and find some things, find some things down the field. Sorry, I was reading the group chat message about the 6 points on the field goal.
oh, really? Do we have an update on that? All right,
I don't know.
update.
I just live update. I saw something. What did it say?
Whoa, probably 9.
Tell me what's up.
60 yards and the field goal. Who said that?
Wait,
Please
what?
tell me it was Aaron. Yeah, it was Aaron. He said probably 9. No, 60 yards and the field goal.
60 yards and the field goal.
That's not how field goals are counted for already. He's like, I don't know what the math is in our league. What league is you get 3 points for making it and then like an extra 6 for the yards?
For make it, nah. It's
so
gotta be
dumb.
3. Well, see, and the thing is too, any
Brian
field
says it
goals
makes
worth
sense. He's
3.
like, never done 6 before, but makes sense to me.
Yeah.
They have a rule
I
adjustment for
think
next year.
I would love to propose that because it probably would have helped me with a freaking win. And I've
definitely
always
would've.
played that way. I mean, even in Andy's league, he had it at 6, and I'm like, it makes sense because I'm like, the deeper you go back, the longer. I mean, 5 points for
And
50
those
yards,
don't
6 points
happen
for 60
often
yards.
either. Those don't happen
No,
often.
and if you miss, you still lose a point.
Yeah.
Like you still lose a point if you miss it. So it's
Yeah.
not. Yeah, write that down, Commish. Write that down. Get
Dude.
that. Actually, just well, don't change it this year because
Just override it real quick.
Just change it.
Shoot.
If you want to override it and get me a win this week, that'd be sick, bro.
Dude, sometimes I've been tempted to do that or like change my lineup, and I'm like, would anyone say anything? But I'm like, the temptation is real. The temptation is real, unfortunately. Which I'm
Look, let me just tell you
a fan
something.
of.
Taylor Heinicke and the boys, they rally around him. He's got the dog in him. He understands the situation. I listened to his press conference just 30 minutes ago.
He doesn't have chemistry with Samuels and McLaurin, which I like a little better.
He's got the chemistry in the system, bro. You got to understand, this guy literally was brought in here in 2020 because he was familiar with Scott Turner's system and how he ran it, and he fit well in it and understands the offense. I think Carson's the better talent, but Carson's been struggling in certain degrees of the game because I also feel like he's just not – sometimes you plug guys into the wrong place, and I'm hoping that things get better as time goes on. But Taylor can come in here and be very fluid and familiar,
the famed
which
Washington
makes me feel
offense, good. The lethal Turner offense. No, dude. I'm with you.
I hate Turner's offense, but
I'm gonna throw
give me plus
I'm gonna
5.5.
throw you a bone here. I'm gonna pick Washington. This Packers team is beatable. and I don't know.
They are, dude. And Aaron Jones is a little banged up. Randall Cobb out
Ooh.
2 to 4 weeks.
Oh, I
So
hate to see it.
his that's his favorite target, right? So I really feel like
Apparently.
if if our O line, I'm sorry, if our D line can really rattle Rodgers up, one guy that worries me that's been breaking out a little bit is Robert Tunyon. I feel
He
like
only had
he's
one
been
good last
kind of
week.
yeah, but he has been trending. He's seeing more targets, and
Yeah.
I know he's a tight end. He's nothing crazy, but sometimes those 15-yard chunks can screw you up a little bit.
I mean, I
So
used to be a big Robert Tonyan guy, especially from a fantasy perspective. I had him 2 years ago, huge free agent acquirement. He was always good for like 10 points a game. It was great at the tight end position. They got him last year, thinking it'd be the same. Absolutely stunk. The man is inconsistent.
yeah, you're right.
Uh,
He's very inconsistent. He's
but
very
I just want
inconsistent.
to see Aaron Rodgers lose. I want him to it truly to come to fruition. Like, wow, I'm a big jerk. I said I wanted to win, but then I made myself the highest paid quarterback of all time, and now I've no one to throw to, and I have no one to blame but myself. So we're riding Washington, you and me, baby. Let's move on to your second favorite team.
Let's go, baby.
Colts are visiting the Tennessee Titans. Now you tell me how those Colts are going to get a freaking dub with old ass Matt Ryan, bro.
I will tell you how. Because Jim Irsay is my new favorite owner. That's why. Because let me tell you something. Jim Irsay came out just yesterday, and he's talking about how Dan Snyder needs to sell. Jim Irsay, love you. Hated the fact that you were ragging on my boy Carson, but love the fact that you are coming out here and being straight up about Dan Snyder and his little bitch ass, all right? So Colts are going to win. Yeah. Colts are going to win. Bottom line. Colts are going to win. I think Jonathan Taylor and Nyheim Hines is coming back, which, by the way, Deion Jackson or whatever your name is, you put up 28 points for me last week. I picked you up off the waiver. I actually was driving, and I got an alert that said, yeah, don't add players off the waiver and drive. But I saw that Jonathan Taylor and Nyheim Hines was out, and I was like, yo, their backup's still out there. Like, I know he is.
Yeah.
Grabbed him instantly, and I was just like, plug and play. You got to when you're in my situation.
You got to.
28 points from this man, and you're getting your guy back. Like, yeah, they're ready to go. They're fired up, and they're gonna beat this team, dude. I'm telling you right now.
Dude, I was gonna say Jonathan Taylor has been a shadow of the year that he had last year.
I'm not saying I called it, but like, dude, I did not think he was going to have the same type of year that he had. It is so hard to have back-to-back like seasons like that.
Know,
where
but Quentin Nelson, I mean, did the O-line really change that much? But Matt Ryan isn't really exactly keeping the defense honest with a passing game, so they could definitely load the box more against him. I feel they're not even using Jonathan Taylor in the passing game as much, which is just a huge whiff on my part. You know me. This Colts team stinks. I'm going with the Titans. They've had their number forever. I think they beat them earlier this season. I think they should do that again. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that. I'm interested to see if Matt Ryan hangs it up after this year. I think that's what we're all thinking, or if he rides it out one more or goes to another team. I don't know what his contract details are.
He probably will hang it up, I feel like you're definitely starting to see that wear and tear on him. But I don't know. I think
he's definitely
this Colts team
that will not be a backup.
No.
He's not going to Joe Flacco it.
He starts or he won't. I agree. I think he's going to hang it up. And I don't think he's going to just be like some, backup for the Jets to back up Zach Wilson or anything like that. I think he's starting or he's out the league.
Dude, I totally agree. All right, Holden, we got 6 more games, so we're going to try to knock them out, baby. All right, here we go. This one should be a barn burner. Texans, Raiders coming off a bye. Holden, I really want to take these Raiders. I think they're favored 7, which I think is a little high. But I think just coming off a bye and just being healthy is huge. This Texans team, better, but still not great. Tell me who you have.
In this one, I have the Raiders. I've got the Raiders.
You have the Raiders?
I do.
I'm going to be on the Raiders too. My boss is a big Raiders fan, so just for his sake, I'm going to pick the Raiders as well. I think this Texans team is still buns, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Texans upset somehow. And at that point, I think if you're a Raiders fan, you're hanging it up for the year. I mean, but I think the Raiders are in the exact same position as you, as Washington, pretty much.
And what's that?
I think like record wise and just like, I mean, obviously not health wise, but just like they need to win division games. Like I don't say that they'll win out, but like they're looking at a wild card at this point. Like, and hopefully this bye week is their reset for them, and then they can. And this Texans is kind of like I don't want to say a gimme game, but like let's get a solid win, build our confidence, and then tackle the second half of the season and see where the chips lie. You know, but both on Raiders. Moving on to an electric game. I actually mean that seriously. I hate to say it. I love this Jets team. Like I said it all off season and like at the beginning of the season, I was like, I loved everything they did in free agency. I loved their draft.
Great draft.
Our
Great
friend
draft.
Jack and will be huge Jets fans. I think it's like the only AFC East team that I can really stand right now. So yeah, Jets Broncos. Broncos at home. I hate Russell Wilson. They need to start playing future in the locker room to just get on his nerves. Like Russell Wilson needs to get in the fight somehow. You need a Draymond Green, Jordan Poole situation. I want to see Russell Wilson swinging. He needs to have some fire in him. That being said, I'm going Jets. It's all Jets, baby.
It's hard for me. I mean, I want to pick the Broncos,
That hurts
but
to say out loud.
It's hard for me to say this too, but like I feel like you do have to pick the Jets in this spot. Like, but again, I look at this team and I'm like, I mean, again, overtime loss, heartbreaker against your AFC West opponent. Like it was tight. It's hard for me to just.
It should have been your game all game.
Oh my God!
After that first half, if you had half the production that you had, like you win that game, but you just fall off a cliff and that's it.
This is it, Russell. Last time we're going Broncos. Let's ride.
Dude, Jets run the ball better. They run the ball better. Their defense is better.
Hey, right? Melvin Gordon and head coach had a very nice talk. Melvin Gordon's getting a start.
Did they?
And I think yeah, they did. I saw the report. It came out. He said they had a nice long chat.
Remember right last time they had a nice long chat?
Hey, one last time.
All right, man. It's your record. All right, this one, repeat of a Super Bowl from 3 years ago, 2020 Super Bowl, I believe. Niners Chiefs in San Francisco. Dude, Niners team had a weird loss. Good defense. But Pat Mahomes does not lose twice in a row. I'm taking the Chiefs. Although if the Niners somehow win, I'll be happy to just get one more game ahead of the Chiefs. So, but I'm going Chiefs.
Agree with you. I just think this loss is going to hurt. It's going to sting. It's going to stick in his head. He's like, nope, coming back, and he's going to be pissed off. And I think it's going to be not a rout, but I think it's going to be the Chiefs are getting this one. And again, I'm also rooting against many, many NFC teams right now too. So you're going to start to see that unfold here pretty soon. So like any NFC team that's 3-3 or 4-2, really any NFC team, I'm starting to root against them pretty heavily just because.
Dude, hot take. I think Jimmy G has really shown his age. Like I think like the last two games, I think it's really showing that like Shanahan and Niners company were really kind of ahead of the curve of like we need to find a guy of the future. Like we can only win so many more games with him. So, but
yeah, I mean, he again, like I think you're right. I think that's exactly what their mindset was.
Yeah.
But then knowing that they have him as a backup to where he's still going to help us and not like he's still going to keep their season alive. He's not going to necessarily like go on this crazy tear, but he's going to win you some important games and some. I mean, he helped them win against the Rams, which again, Rams are looking a little suspect right now too.
Yeah, very, very sus.
But again, I think he's definitely getting older, and I think he's always been that mentality of game manager type scenario, right? I mean, everybody puts him in that category, right?
I don't though, because even when he was with the Pats, he had some games, and granted that was a different organization, different coach, different system. But I remember even that year where they went to the Super Bowl. Like I think Jimmy G had a couple of 3-touchdown, maybe even a 4-touchdown game. Like granted that was on like limited passing attempts, like maybe no more than 30 passing attempts or passing completions. So not throwing the ball like Matt Ryan, who threw for 60 times last week. But
Taylor Heinicke has had some 3-touchdown games. All right. I'm just saying, bro. Taylor Heinicke's put some 3-tutters on the board before. Don't forget last year.
How many interceptions though?
In Atlanta, 0. 3 tutters,
That's one
300
time.
yards,
That's
3
one time.
tutters.
I'm saying Jimmy G has had
I'm
multiple of
just,
those.
he's been in the league longer.
I love this argument. I love you defending this. All right, Holden, 3 games left. Let's bust it out here. This one's more competitive than I want it to admit. Ugh. Seahawks, Chargers. I'm gonna get it out of the way right now because I'm still partially biased. I still hate Phil Carroll. Even though my growing
I
disdain
had
for
a
Russell
dollar for every
Wilson,
time you said that.
dude, I don't like him. I'm holding a grudge from USC, and that's fine. But that being said, the more unpopular Russell Wilson gets, the more that the less I'm disliking Phil Carroll. But that being said, I'm taking the Bolts at home. I know they're a little banged up. They got a big win. Um, yeah, I'm going Chargers. Chargers.
I am. I'm gonna go Chargers too. I'm gonna go Chargers too.
Dude,
It was. I just think. I think. I don't know. I don't really have a rhyme or reason to it. I like the Chargers this week. I don't know what it is. It's
because
just
you're a
like,
big Austin Eckler guy.
again,
That's what it is.
am a big Austin Eckler guy. Also rooting against NFC teams. You're going to see a trend here coming up here soon where it's just root against NFC teams. As long as we have a shot at the playoffs, I am fighting for it, baby. I want to make the playoffs so bad. Just give me a taste, baby. Keep our season alive, Taylor. Come on. Let's go. Next game, baby.
All right, here we go. This one's gonna be a crazy one. Steelers Dolphins in Miami. The return of Tua. And also, do we know who's starting for the Steelers this week? Is it Kenny Pickett? Is it Mr. Trubisky? The return of TJ Watt, potentially.
No.
Defense is healthy.
I don't think they are.
Healthier. Tell me who you're picking.
I got to go Miami here. I mean, credit to Pittsburgh for getting the win last week. Was a very hard-fought battle. They got it done. It was a good win for them. It was a season saver, some would say. Yeah, if you're looking at, if you're a fan and you're like, we had a season saver last week. So I mean, it was a big, tough game. But with Tua coming back, I don't know. I'm not huge on this Steelers team. I mean, it is what it is. I'm sorry to say. It's just, I don't love it. I mean, Claypool had a little bit of a better day where you finally saw him like catch a ball for once. So, I mean, he put up like 90 yards or something, which was good. But like, I don't know if I see that production again. And with this Miami team kind of on a skid now, I expect them to kind of hit the drawing board, flip-flop a couple things. And with Tua coming back, I think that's going to help. If he gets hit again, though, that is going to be really dangerous. So you do monitor that situation pretty heavily. I still think Miami gets it done.
You are forgetting a crucial thing, Holden.
What's that, friend? What's that?
Brian Flores, the ex-Dolphins coach who was burned by the organization, fired for no reason, even though he was a damn good coach, but he didn't want to lose football games on purpose, is now a Steelers coach. He's getting revenge on those dumb Dolphins down south, and they're going to bring some hard-nosed, blue-collar, pack-your-lunch football. It's all Steelers. The signs.
Do you have Aaron in the room with you right now?
No, just in my heart.
Is he feeding you this information on a teleprompter? What's going on, dude?
Dude, I'm seeing it. I'm telling you, dude. I like this Steelers team. I like the organization. They got a hard fight against another Florida team.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. I looked this up just the other day because I was curious. So I went on a FanDuel, and I got, you put in an 8-leg long shot parlay on all your division winners, right? Mm-hmm. So I was seeing how mine were faring.
Yeah.
The Steelers are plus 1,200 to win the division right now. The Ravens are minus 135. I'm just saying the Steelers, like the shot at them winning this division right now.
That whole division stinks. They only have one division loss. They have one division win. They're 1-1 in the division.
Understood, but this team. Let's just let this week play out. Then we'll talk.
We will. Because I'm about to say, use the same logic you're using for Washington. Y'all have 0 division wins, and you're like, "Oh, we can still get a wild card. I'm telling you, like they have a win.
Yeah, I'm not talking division.
They will get healthier. Also, the weather
Division's
is going to
gone.
start to turn into their
Division's gone.
favor. I'm just saying, I don't count this Pittsburgh
For the
team out.
Steelers, I'm not counting them out. It's to me, it's all about the quarterback play, and it's Mitch Trubisky and Kenny Pickett.
Kenny
I
Pickett
just
will get
don't.
better as the season goes on. Their wide receiving core is underrated. I think the key to them is defense and Najee Harris being effective. If Najee Harris can start looking like a fraction of what he did last year, then yeah, they're going to win more games. But that's just my perspective. But hey, you ride the Dolphins, all right? Those squish the fish. I'm going with the Steelers, partially biased pick. All right. Last game, just the best Monday night game you ever heard of, Holden. Don't try to get too excited here. Okay. The Bears are going to New England. Oh, I might miss this game.
Oh my God, that's.
Dude,
No, I'm definitely gonna bet on
a bad game. I mean, I'll bet on it. I mean, what am I gonna do? Not bet on it?
You got to find some edge, right?
What else am I gonna do on a Monday night?
Dude, is Zappy playing?
I don't know.
Is Zappy in again?
I'm not sure.
Zappy's undefeated.
He is undefeated.
Zappy's undefeated.
He's moving the ball better than what's his face, white boy from Alabama. Not very good.
I want to say what's his face, Mac Jones. I want to say.
I think he's back, or like there's a potential for him to be back.
Damian Harris might be back too. So you got that two-headed backfield with Stevenson and Damian Harris, kind of like that. Yeah, I'm going Pats all day. This Bears team. I mean, I know we struggled a little bit against them. Justin Fields can't throw the ball. He can run around. He put up 90 yards on us, which I expected him to do. But they don't have receivers, and their defense is not that good. We moved the ball on them, but then couldn't score. We went for it on bad. Carson Wentz was playing with a broken freaking middle finger. I mean, come on, dude. Like,
that was unlucky, honestly.
Which that had to have hurt. Like, by the way, like if you're shaking your hand, having a broken finger, that had to have been in some pain. Thinking it's like a jammed finger when it's fractured.
Been there, bud. Been there. It's not fun.
Want to say I saw a report where Raquan Smith and Robert Quinn both potentially on the trading block with the deadline coming up in about 13 to 14 days.
Well, Raquan Smith requested at the beginning of the season because they weren't going to renew his contract.
He did. Right. And now they're looking to trade him now. So, I mean, again, I think this team is
he'd be good
kind of ready to Washington.
Yeah.
A Ron Rivera, getting an old Chicago Bear, mentor him from the inside. Oh, my God. It'd be freaking – our defense would skyrocket if we could get somebody like that. I would literally – I'll say right here on the podcast, right here. If we somehow find a way to trade for Roquan Smith, I will.
First-round draft pick.
First-round draft. I'd give up a first round.
I would not give up a first round.
I'd give up
Roquan Smith. I'd give up like 2 seconds. No. I mean,
I'd give up a first one.
I'm blessed that our linebacking core is one of the best in the league. But, I mean, Matt Milano's an all-pro. Tremaine Edmonds is a stud. Like, I mean, what else do you need?
I'd give up a first for Roquan Smith in a heartbeat, dude. And because realistically, where we're going to pick too, like we're going to pick around probably like 13 or 14 anyway. So like, right in that middle of the pack, 6-7 wins or something like that.
No, you've talked me into it. I'd be okay with that, but nothing more than that.
Yeah. No, first round pick. Or I go Roquan for like, what do they need? They need like a receiver. I'll give you like.
They need a new offensive coordinator. Like that was one thing I took away from that game.
They could have Scott Turner. Scott Turner for Roquan Smith. Done.
Well, it's just like I don't know if you listened to the broadcast from that game last week, but I mean you did because you watched the Washington game. But the big thing to take away from like Fitz, that old offensive lineman from the Rams who played for Cincinnati, Richard Sherman too, they were like, they're not playing the Justin Fields' strengths. Let him roll out. Like, why are you trying to make him a pocket passer? Give him an option to use his legs.
It's not his style.
Keep the defense honest. And then like they had a great point. They were like, well, it's a new coach. It's a new GM. No one is attached to this guy. So they have they don't have to make him work. They're going to get another next year.
And it's pretty big what you said there too, because a lot of people just assume that when you get like a new GM and a new coach that like you have to ride with this guy. You don't. And the same thing happened when Cliff Kingsbury, the Cardinals spent a top 10 pick on a quarterback in Josh Rosen who sucks. And then the next year they get the number 1 overall pick, right? And they take the quarterback. And it's like once you get that whole new staff, it's like they have no attachment to these guys. So it's like the Bears could very well be in the consideration to take a CJ or a Bryce next year, and that be their guy moving forward if they continue to lose and stuff like that. I mean, and then Justin Fields is struggling backup for the rest of his career. I mean, and it sucks too because like these guys. Like,
I mean, you hope not. I think he's a guy who could still play, but I'm trying to remember that Notre Dame quarterback that started a season for Cleveland when I think they won one game. I can't remember. He bounced around as a backup for forever. But I mean, he could be one of those guys. Yeah, he was drafted out of Notre Dame, I think. Either that or I'm mixing Bryce Huntley. That's not right, unless that was UCLA. Anyway,
I'm thinking for some reason I was thinking Jimmy Clausen, but that's like
that's way
that
too
was like
old. Long
is that way
ago.
old? Okay,
Yeah,
that was all right. Maybe I'm thinking. Never mind.
He's okay.
You thinking Brandon Whedon?
No, like
No.
after that.
He was Oklahoma State.
I know. I
After
can't
Brandon
remember.
Whedon?
I think it was Brent.
No, you're Kaiser, Deshaun Kaiser.
Yes, Deshaun Kaiser. Thank you. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I think they spent a second on him, and like they were like, "Well, he's just going to be a holdover," because they literally had no one at quarterback. And then he went to Green Bay, and then like literally could not tell you where he is. But he was a guy that at some point people were talking about being a franchise guy.
Yep.
It's tough to hit those picks. But yeah, so I feel bad for Justin Fields. I think he could be successful. I think he's too good of an athlete. That would be interesting to see if he went to San Fran, because I think they like mobile guys, and if Trey Lance isn't working out, just switch. But that being said, I'm picking the Patriots. I mean, that's not a very partially biased pick, but I hate the Chicago team. I did bet against their win total. I do think they are one of the worst teams, and that's showing. So, but you remind me, I gotta look up the trade deadline because I know rumors are swirling around Carolina for their wide receiver and Chris McCaffrey, obviously. So, be interesting times in these next few weeks. If you're a fan of one of those teams, I'm really sorry, but that's the way she goes sometimes, unfortunately. Holden, got any best bets for this week?
Oh, I got plenty.
Okay. List them off so I can tell.
Actually, it's not plenty, but all right. I got DeAndre Hopkins over 57.5 yards, receiving yards. I feel like that's a very easy. I mean, that's a very easy number for him to hit. No, who's going to cover him? Like I said, he's going to be getting targets. He's pissed off. This is going to happen. I am going to take Washington plus 5.5. Even if they don't win, I'm taking the plus 5.5. I'm not going to take money line. I am going to take the plus 5.5 because this is a home game. Taylor Heinicke has played against this team before.
Mm-hmm.
We played them last year. Taylor Heinicke put up almost 90 yards rushing on the ground last year against this team. So I'm also going to take Taylor Heinicke's rushing yards over. I don't know what it's at, but I will tell you this. I think Brian Robinson is going to wear this team down to where Taylor's going to bust one for 20, 30 yards. And whatever that total's at, probably around the 25 to 26 range. I think he's going to hit that pretty easily and maybe one scramble, roll out to the right, and then he's going to take off, or he cuts it right up the middle. And then one last one for shits and giggles. I'll take Josh Allen anytime touchdown score, baby. Oh, wait, they're on a bye week, aren't they? They
are. I was going to say Holden. Normally I would take that anytime, but not this week.
Don't take that bet. It won't let you. Who's another quarterback that I want to get in the end zone? I just want an anytime touchdown score from a quarterback, and I want it to be a running quarterback. I'll tell you what. I'll take Justin Fields anytime touchdown score. How about that?
I don't like that, but I do like that. Like, I could see it happening, but I think the Patriots defense is
I'm just saying, it's like, I just feel like, okay, but he gets rolled out to the side and then just runs one in. Like,
yeah, you're probably right. I mean, he's going to have to use legs at some point. All right, here's mine. I'm all spreads here this week. I got the Giants plus 3. I got Atlanta plus 6. I think it's just I saw a stat from our friends over at Barstool. Atlanta is undefeated against the spread right now. Undefeated.
You got to ride that. Analytically, you have to ride that.
It's like I just have to, and like sure. And especially against the Bengals. Bengals are not that good. So, yeah. Cleveland plus 7. Just too big of a number for a divisional game. This is kind of like a 3-point game.
Did I make a pick on that? Bengals game? I feel like I never made a pick on that game.
No, you said Ravens early because I went to you early. And then you said Bucks. And then I was about to go to another game, but then you came back on.
No, the Bengals game. I said Bengals?
Yeah. Didn't you?
Okay.
Yeah, because you're rooting against NFC teams.
So. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Sweet.
I got the under for Thursday night. I got under 45, and I bet against myself.
That's a good pick.
Detroit +7. I think that's too big of a number. I'm picking dogs.
I mean, Detroit's going to win that game, so that's money in the bank, bro.
It's money, dude. I mean, what are you talking about? But yeah, I'm definitely gonna ride you for D-Hop probably, and I do like the Heinicke rush over because I just hate the Packers so much with a passion. All right, Holden. Well, that's the show. Anything else you want to say to the folks at home?
Must win game, baby. Must win. Must win game.
All right. Well. And I just get to watch football for fun and just hear about how good the Bills are, hopefully for a long, long time, because I'm on a bye week and hopefully I win my fantasy game somehow. But my name's Sean, partial to those Buffalo bye week Bills.
My name's Holden, partial to the must-win Commandos, and this is
partially biased. Hope you won all your bets. Love you. Bye.